Welcome to Dice Control Dojo. I'm Phil and I practice daily, share my tips so we can all do better at the casino. Today we're talking about the back throw. This 2 little inches on how we're going to discuss and break it down specifically on what you're doing with that and why. How it's supposed to be smooth and how you're only using large muscle groups in order to be successful with your ultimate throw. So specific details. Let's talk about that. When I'm set, ready to go, and I'm starting to look and pick my zone from my aiming eye, right? It's going to be this little back throw like this. And why do we do that? Well, a lot of people are against this, and I've had lots of videos saying, hey, just keep consistently on the ground. And I've been consistently, when I was first throwing, I had my hand down here in my 2 grip. A lot of times I was down here like this, and I just throw right off from here. But through coaching and mentoring, taking a bunch of classes and people observing, it's hard to, why I have a 2-inch back throw is, all right, you're set here, right? You have your ledge and you have your 3 fingers together. You have just taken your thumb and you relaxed it. Okay, so now we're at that point right now, right before the throw. And you have to relax. So you're relaxing your muscles, you're breathing, hopefully having a good breath, and you're relaxing this wrist. Okay, so now everything's relaxed, you're picking your spot and you're going to go throw. Well, if you just head out like this, it is a tendency, your body is tendency is to lead with the thumb muscle or the wrist muscle to push off. So you're jerking with your hand when you're steady. So I'm steady and I'm relaxed. And if I just start from here like this, you have a tendency to flick your wrist, right? Or use your fingers to move. And what we're trying to do with a little itty bitty back throw, just a little bit, right, is get your large muscles. Because let's remember, the throw is nothing to do with this part, right? Your wrist, your fingers, your thumb are set at this point. We're set. I'm looking down, getting where I'm going to throw it, and I need to activate my large muscle group. What is that? My shoulder. Okay, my bicep, my shoulders, my triceps, they're the ones that are going to do this backswing, right? That's going to do the swing is all coming from your major muscle group, your shoulders. It's not coming from your wrist or your finger muscles. It's large muscle mass. So to get that going so that you're consistent with it, you got to have, I have a little backswing. And when you're practicing your backswing or your swing, you want to make sure it's going along the line of whatever you're lining up for so that it's consistently going straight, right? So once you're sitting here and you're ready to go, right, and you're picking your landing zones, while you're practicing, you can look down and make sure you're consistently using your shoulder to activate those large muscles for it to move. If I just start from here, that's when my fingers start getting involved, my wrist, I'm tense, and I want to stop that. So that's why the little itty bitty back throw, the little itty bitty back for a couple inches is going to activate this shoulder to go back and pendulum right down. So that's what we're looking for, is to activate the large muscle group while this is relaxed, and then pendulum, use it as a pendulum. So your momentum, you're starting your momentum for how you're going to consistently throw, right? So you're consistently relaxing and you're activating that large muscle group. That's what the back is all about. It's the large muscle group. So when you're practicing your pickup, and you're relaxing your muscles, everything's lined up, and then you let it go like that. When we're practicing that let go technique, that is, so when you're doing your swing practice and you come across like this, while you're practicing, make sure you're aligned. Now, when you're ripping and gripping, you're going to be quick. So you want to make sure you're good to go right off the bat. And that's why the practice of the little backswing, is it aligned? Is it relaxed? Is it activating just the upper muscles? I'm not using my elbow. I'm not using my wrist. So by activating it with just an inch is going to get my swing consistent in straight. It is. It's activating. That's how it works. So I believe in the science of that, getting this upper muscles to work. And so to practice that, make sure after you do your drops on your practice that you just practice that alignment, that it's going straight down, right? Practice that so that when you're going to go rip and grip, you come up, you do it, and then they go. So there's no thought process in it. You get your upper muscles to move, and then everything falls into place. I've had a lot of people talk about their different ways that they practice, and that they're coming off the ground here and they're moving. Their back is way too much, and that causes a problem too. So a 2-inch back at max activates your large muscle group. It activates it. If you go too far back, you're going to have an inconsistent throw. One, your shoulders may move in. That could be if you're going too far back. And if you're going up, so now is your elbow involved? Because this should be staying stiff and straight, right? So also, if you go too far back, now you're at an angle, so you're coming across like this. So there's too many variables if you go with too much of a backswing, and there's too many variables when you don't go with a backswing. Your muscles in your thumb, your wrist, your elbows activate. We only want the shoulder to move, so we're consistently moving the shoulders back 1 or 2 inches in order for us to be successful. So make sure when you're practicing, once again, you're specific on those 1 or 2 inches. I would videotape myself and make sure that you're going no more than 1 or 2 inches back, right? And you got to videotape. I would take a video straight on like this, and then just rip and grip and see, am I doing more than 2 inches? And if so, is it causing dismay on your throw? Because it just may do that. And you want to make sure you're able to have an activated muscle group and it's nice and relaxed. I think with the 2 inches back a little bit, it activates this whole shoulder process so that the pendulum can go through and the centrifugal force can move those dice through in an accurate way. So what did we learn today? We want to make sure we have a 2-inch backswing, right? It's smooth, right? So practice making sure that backswing is not going to the left or the right. It's going straight back on your line right here. And then it's only your large muscle groups that's moving, right? It's not any of your wrist or your elbow or anything else. So join me tomorrow where we're going to talk about breathing. I'm out of breath now from talking for so long, but we're going to talk about how I breathe, how I use my breathing techniques in order to be a consistent thrower. So join me tomorrow, and as always, remember, this best strategy is to throw for a long, long, long time.